Well, every workplace, school, and organization is seeing it as Omicron surges, people having to stay home because they've caught COVID. Tonight, we're focusing on the most affected mid-state counties. Brian Munoz is in the ABC 27 newsroom with more on this story. Brian.
The Omicron variant has sent COVID-19 hospitalizations skyrocketing across the U.S. We're seeing that here in the Midstate as well, but doctors say there's reason for hope right now. Across the Midstate, hospitalizations are at an all-time high, and hospitals are stressed.
There are regions of the state that are more close to crisis and others that are not.
Take Mifflin County, for example, where 44 patients are in the hospital. That may not sound like much, but given Mifflin County's small population, it's actually the highest rate of people hospitalized per 100,000 in the region. Dr. Amesh Adalja with Johns Hopkins also points out not all hospitalizations are created equal.
What percentage of people that are admitted there with COVID are getting remdesivir or getting oxygen, so that you can kind of subtract out people that are there for incidental COVID.
And says this wave is a little different than what we saw last year.
Remember that this isn't the beginning of the pandemic, and this is not last year. We've got a lot more tools and a lot more knowledge to keep COVID-19 under some level of control in hospitals.
County by county, the Midstate is seeing numbers higher than last year, a sign of just how quickly the Omicron variant is spreading. Dr. Adalja says Omicron seems to have a cycle.
Still capacity concerns, especially in hospitals in Pennsylvania that are more rural, that are not necessarily places with big ICU capacities.
A big spike in cases leads to a peak and then a drop-off. So where are we in that cycle right now?
Well, cases are slowing in New York City. Looking at wastewater sampling in Boston, the number of COVID isolations is going down. So I do suspect this is going to peak.
Dr. Adalja cautions that peak may not happen at the same time for everyone. So we'll have to see when we crest that hill here in the Midstate. In the newsroom, Brian Munoz, ABC 27 News.
Thank you.